Hello, everybody. This is Donna Anderson, and I'm author of lovefraud.com. And today I have with me Susan Shofer, the divorce consultant. And Susan is going to be presenting a webinar for Love Fraud Continuing Education on how to choose the right attorney when you're divorcing a disordered spouse. So this is a really important topic, and welcome, Susan. I'm so glad to be talking to you again.
Thank you, Donna. It is a pleasure to be chatting with you again. This is a topic that is really important and near and dear to my heart.
Yeah. So when someone is divorcing a sociopath or narcissist or some other type of disordered person, why is it so important to get the right attorney?
This is the essential component of divorcing a disordered person. One must have an attorney who understands how these people operate. If not, the divorce can go on forever and ever. Disordered people enjoy this. This becomes a game for them. And if they have the money or they have the connections, they will have this process go on for years. I've seen it go on as long as a decade in some cases. And that just is zaps somebody else's, meaning the targeted person's life, their emotions, and their pocketbook. The second component of this, why it's important, is because these people, these disordered people, as we all know, can come across very cool and calm and collective, and they woo the judges and attorneys, and they're the targeted person has PTSD, and they're stressed out, and they're upset, and they come across a little bit disabled. So one needs an attorney who understands, and not once they're deep into the divorce process when they realize they're out of their league.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you have personal experience with this, correct?
I do.
What happened to you?
I had 5 attorneys.
Oh my.
And attorney number 5 ultimately sealed the deal. And my experience is unlike anybody else's who is dealing with somebody who is either disordered and or contentious. Sometimes the person is not necessarily a sociopath. I mean, somebody who's not a sociopath can be contentious and draw out a divorce process. And so in my situation, I sat down with the prospective attorney, discussed what was happening, and usually, actually all the time, I got, oh, don't worry about it, I know how to handle this. And they don't. They may be accustomed to dealing with somebody who gets a little angry or a little confrontational, or maybe a lot confrontational. But dealing with somebody who is heck bent or has a vendetta against their target, that is a tall order to ask of a typical divorce attorney. And I've said it here before, and I say it a lot, all attorneys are not created equal. And so what they share that they know how to do and what they're able to do are 2 different things. So it can be an arduous journey and a very costly one, because every time you have to get a new attorney, and I say you in second person, not necessarily you, Donna, but your viewers, when you get a new attorney, you have to start the process all over. And it becomes even more expensive because they have to go back and learn the backstory. So when you sit down with an attorney for the first time, you are starting off from ground zero. If you are now into attorney number 2 or 3, you have to go back and they have to recreate and learn what happened during your relationship with attorney number 1 and attorney number 2. And that in and of itself can cost tens of thousands of dollars, if not more. So it's essential to get the one attorney, a one-stop shop, as I call it, the first time around.
So what are you going to be talking about generally in your upcoming webinar?
I am so excited about this because I've devised a 10-question questionnaire that a person must ask any prospective attorney that they are considering. And not just the questions. I provide answers that they must receive. And if they don't, move on. Otherwise, it could cost them a lot of money in the long run, or even the short run. They could get 1 year into the process and the attorney says, I just can't do this. Another thing that also happens, the attorney may not say, I can't do this. That in and of itself is an ego blaster. But they may say something like, for me to continue on, we are going to have to do A, B, C, D, E, and it's going to cost you 10, 20, 30. I talk to people all the time, and their biggest concern, whether they are being alienated from their children or their ex or soon to be ex is not dividing property equally, they are running into the cost of the attorneys.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the biggie. If there's anything I run into the most, it's this. Even if they've recognized, oh, I'm being alienated from my children, or oh, this is happening, or this, it doesn't matter. If they are in a place where the attorney is having an eureka, an epiphany of, oh, wait, this looks more than what I saw on the surface, then the person, unfortunately, the target is too deep in it. So then do they have to cough up, find ways to pay the attorney, or do they sever the relationship and move on? So these 10 questions are pretty soundproof. And I'm so excited to share that with your audience.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know the information is so needed because I too have spoken to many people who retain these attorneys, and the attorneys assure them that they can take care of it, and they just don't understand what they're dealing with. So this is going to be an extremely valuable webinar, and I'm so glad that you're going to be working with us to present it, Susan.
I can't wait. I'm excited too. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Thank you.